Hello, my name is Hayden Skalski, and I am the Global Applications Specialist here at Sievers Analytical Instruments. Today, I'm going to share with you how you can simplify and automate endotoxin testing at your company. If you conduct endotoxin testing, you know that traditional assay setup, it leaves a lot to be desired. The good news? Automation without robotics has finally reached the world of endotoxin testing, which means your LAL testing is about to get a lot more simple, quick, and efficient. Here are 3 ways that an automation platform like the Sievers Eclipse can simplify your testing process. The traditional endotoxin testing methods are extremely manual. That means there is a lot of human intervention and a lot of steps taken to complete the test. So the analysts will have to add all of their standards, their controls, and the actual LAL reagent. So that takes up a lot of time and a lot of training and a lot of practice to do. The traditional methods are time consuming. They are prone to error. Again, they have to add every single sample, every control, every standard, and all lysate to the sample and then run. So there are a few different ways that we can automate endotoxin testing, and I'll go through a few of those. 1, we can automate liquid handling. So traditional LAL tests require over 200 pipetting steps for a full assay. Therefore, automation of liquid handling is a primary goal within endotoxin automation. Technologies that provide preloaded endotoxin standards and reagents allow users to take greater advantage of time savings and simplify and reduce that opportunity for error that we often see with traditional methods. Data management and data integrity are also super important for endotoxin testing and automation. We want to make sure all of our data and the data management is 21 CFR Part 11 compliant. So robotics and endotoxin testing are pretty tricky, and there are a few challenges and drawbacks with robotics in this field. Firstly, there's challenges with validation. So when they try to validate them, they might have some issues with a complex system setup, installation that takes a long time and is very complex, and also validating a robotic platform can limit successful implementation. If you do implement a robotic system, there's going to be a steeper learning curve for training and potentially troubleshooting complex equipment, not to mention space or size and equipment of the lab. There are some challenges with compliance. Not all robotic liquid handling systems prepare standard curves and include negative controls for every test, which is required per USP 85 in the compendia. If it's a traditional method, it's going to use a lot of LAL reagent, which comes from the horseshoe crabs and is less sustainable. As a result, labs are not realizing the true benefits of automation and are eager for alternative solutions that are simple, easy to implement and maintain. So there's going to be 3 ways we can simplify endotoxin testing with centripetal microfluidic automation. And the first one is going to be automation through microfluidics. What I mean by that is that we have centripetal microfluidic automation that is in the simplest form and easy to adopt. That means it's going to handle all our liquid reagents and samples moving throughout the platform. We're going to have preloaded standards and PPCs. So on every microplate, we will have a standard curve already embedded using reference standard endotoxin and positive product controls for every single sample. Instead of 242 pipetting steps like your traditional 96-well plate, we are going to have 27 pipetting steps total for a total of 21 samples. And finally, for automation through microfluidics, it's going to be less strain on the lab in terms of footprint, so a small benchtop platform. The second way we're going to simplify endotoxin testing is through ease of use. Ease of use here again is going to be a lot less pipetting steps, which means a lot less training because you're not going to have to make a standard curve or spike your samples or lysate every sample. So when you have less training, it means you're going to have less opportunity for error because this platform is super easy to use. You're not going to have to train anyone to do your traditional endotoxin testing methods, which is complex and difficult. And validating microfluidics is very simple and very straightforward. And lastly, we will have secure and streamlined data review. Secure access from any location, so you can review data and sign off results from a remote location. You have permission-based software for analysts and users, so you can be as open as you want or restrictive for certain people and certain permissions. We have data tracked within a system and assay-specific audit trails. So every test you run will have an assay-specific audit trail telling you who ran it, when it was ran, who stopped it, and anything else. Then also we have a client-server architecture for remote access, again, for data review and e-signature. Ready to bring your endotoxin testing into the 21st century? Download our buyer's guide to get all the information you need about the Sievers Eclipse.